On October 13, 1972, a Uruguayan Air Force plane carrying 45 people, including a rugby team, crashed high in the Andes. At first, the survivors were shocked, but in shock, hope lingered. They believed rescue would come. But days turned into weeks, and no one came. Temperatures plummeted below -30 degrees Celsius -22 degrees Fahrenheit, snowstorms raged, and the mountains were silent. Injuries made movement nearly impossible, food ran out, and fear began to creep into the hearts of every survivor. Every day was a fight against freezing cold, hunger, and hopelessness. Little did they know, their struggle would become one of the most famous survival stories in history, a story that would shock the world when it unfolded. As the days went by, the survivors faced impossible conditions. Broken bones, frostbite, and deep cuts made walking almost impossible. Snow piled up around the wreckage, cutting them off from the world. With no food left, they were forced to confront a horrifying truth. To survive, they needed to make an unimaginable decision. Every moral boundary they had ever known was tested. They turned to the only source of nutrition left, the bodies of those who had died in the crash. It wasn't cannibalism out of choice, it was pure survival. They rationed the remains carefully, using every bit of energy they could. At night, they huddled together, sharing warmth, whispering stories, and clinging to hope, but hope alone wasn't enough. They had to do more than survive, they had to escape the mountains themselves, because rescue seemed increasingly unlikely. After more than 2 months trapped in the Andes, 2 of the survivors, Nando Paradu and Roberto Canessa, made a bold decision. They would leave the wreckage behind and trek across the mountains, a journey that seemed impossible even for the strongest athletes. For 10 grueling days, they battled blizzards, hunger, and treacherous cliffs. Every step could have been their last. They navigated using only the sun, the mountains, and their sheer determination. Finally, they spotted a Chilean shepherd. He couldn't believe what he was seeing, 2 men, half frozen and starving, emerging from the mountains where no human had survived for weeks. They had done the impossible. Thanks to Nando and Roberto, 16 survivors were rescued from the Andes. Out of 45 passengers, 29 had perished, leaving behind a story of tragedy, courage, and miraculous survival. The story shocked the world, not just because of the crash, but because of the human spirit it revealed. Ordinary people faced extraordinary circumstances, and they refused to give up. Today, survivors like Nando Paradu tell their story, inspiring millions about hope, determination, and the lengths humans can go to survive. The miracle of the Andes reminds us that even in the darkest, coldest places, the human spirit can shine brighter than anything.